When De Zerbi took over Brighton mid-season in 2022, he didn't win any of his first 5 games. When he took over Benevento mid-season, they got relegated. When he took over Palermo mid-season, he was sacked in 3 months. And Spurs, in all their knowledge and wisdom, have just handed him the biggest mid-season rescue job in modern history. Bold move, or just another madness from the white half of North London? Rohit, how
What's
you
going
doing?
on? Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, what's
So
going
you were
on?
shocked by my opening
I was
stats, I take it?
shocked by that stat. I did not know it. Oh
That's
my
3 stats,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh my god. They just
F-
announced De Zerbi.
For
And he was
5 years as well.
5 years as well. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? I think he's thinking, let me go in 5 years, get sacked, get the money and get out.
There's no relegation release clause as well, allegedly. So if they do get
Oh,
sacked, then
so
he's
he'll still be
so
the
yeah.
oh.
Well, unless they sack him, yeah. No
Let's
way.
just hack him. Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Oh my God. Oh, there.
yeah.
I didn't know
So I
that.
suppose
But
the real question that this special episode is that is this an inspired move by Spurs, or is it just another sign of madness?
see, if I go by the data you just provided, I wouldn't hire him if I was just Spurs
Mm,
chairman. I mean, what are they thinking? If they're thinking long term, first they needed to do was to survive. Is
yeah.
he the person to survive? Is he the person to take Spurs from relegation to safer place? And then you can say, okay, then I think what I was hearing before, Amit, he wanted to come in or take any job in the new season, not like
Yeah.
now. But what
Same with
happened
Cameron.
now? Maybe they paid him so much money to say come in. I don't know what happened now.
He's probably got a massive. He might not have a relegation release clause, but he probably
Yeah,
have a
proper
relegation
get out.
save clause.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sorry, not clause, a bonus.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, while I was doing the research for this
Mm,
podcast with it, I read that I talked about that when he took over Brighton mid-season
yes.
2022, didn't win any of his 5 first games.
Yeah.
Lewis Dunk, who I think was the captain at the time, said that
Mm,
the players were bamboozled by him. It was
but
just
yeah,
really, they were really
yeah,
confused by what he
yeah,
wanted to achieve.
yeah.
So just overcoaching. So I
Mm.
think, I mean, I can't remember if I heard if this is something that he said himself or this is secondhand about De Zerbi, but he's going to go in quite simple, sensibly. He hasn't got many. What's he got? 7 games to turn it round.
7 games, exactly. 31
Yeah,
games gone, 7 games left, and then
he's got 7 games left.
wow. But his
Yeah,
his philosophy. I mean, he's a great manager, good manager, right? He's a good manager. He
yeah.
gets good attacking football. This is what Spurs saying their way, right? Spurs way. I don't know what I see. This is a thing I don't never believe these football clubs come in, managers come in. It's my way. No, you go there to win. Doesn't matter how you play. The end of the day, the outcome is to win. You entertain the fan by
Yeah.
winning, right? You entertain the fans by playing good football, but the football needs to be winning football. If it's a good
Yeah.
football, you're losing, you want to get the booze, like we hear every day, like most of the stadiums, even though the team
Mm.
played well, but they get booze because they lost. So he's a good manager. Like you said, I mean, the Brighton players couldn't understand how can the Spurs player who are actually with so many injuries
And look
and they
lost
gonna take
anyway.
it and they sorry
They look lost
they
anyway.
look lost anyway. Yeah,
You
Brighton
know.
are still okay at that time, I believe, right? They weren't in a
Yeah.
relegation zone when he joined. So what's going to happen now? This is the pressure now. They are only 1 point behind. They're ahead. West Ham. If West Ham win the next game and then they draw, they're in the bottom three.
I mean, that's the thing. I think you guys thought I was joking the last episode we did. That in a crisis, you need a
Mm,
man who's got the
yeah.
balls to deal with the
Yes.
crisis. And whether
Yeah.
you like him or not,
Yeah.
or whether you like his footballing style or whatever, Big Sam has got a proven record.
Oh,
So
Harry Redknapp. He knows. He
yeah, I don't,
he
yeah,
remember
maybe. Yeah, I mean, he knows Spurs. He knows
yeah,
Spurs as well.
but remember,
Yeah,
Amit, when they were at the bottom, when was it? Juan de Ramos' time, right? They were in bottom three, and Harry Redknapp joined, had caught them back up, right?
yeah.
So at
I think
least you
so.
need see
Yeah.
this is what they need to see the system. The system itself is in chaos. What do you need in chaos time? You need someone to come in, help you out of that. Who's an expert? You need to take out from chaos to somewhere complex. where
Mhm.
then you can build your team. Then they could have signed De Zerbi to say, okay, now you have a year, let's build this team. But he's a good manager, but he needs time. You needed someone who can come in and do the job for you, a short
Yeah,
term
because I mean
job, let's
his
say.
style is kind of playing from the back, pressing
Yeah,
high,
yeah,
dominate possession,
yeah,
which, as I said, that seemed to have all his methods, how to who's getting his message across, as I talked about earlier on, was quite confusing for Lewis Dunk, who was the Brighton captain at the time. So, he hasn't got time to do that. They
no,
just got to really be storm. They need to be
storm winning.
playing as a
Yeah,
team,
exactly.
defending as a team, all kind of
Yeah,
11 players
yeah,
together defending, or take the goalie at 10 players, and then make sure they don't leave themselves exposed when they do go and attack, because you're not
yeah.
going to win any games.
No,
They can't afford draws. They need to get a couple of wins at least, don't they?
exactly. They can't afford draws. They have to win the
Mm,
games.
mm,
Let's see. He can prove us wrong, to be honest. He can say, look, guys, I'm here to win, right? He can prove us wrong. But the data you just
mm.
said, I'm in a shock at the moment. Didn't they see that data and then say, okay, should we hire him now or
Well,
should we
you'd
hire
hope
him in the
so.
summer?
And the other thing I want to touch on again when I was
Mm.
researching is that allegedly there's been rumblings from the Tottenham Supporters Trust,
Yes, I heard that.
because they're questioning his judgment, because he openly welcomed Mason Greenwood,
Greenwood. Yes,
ex-Manchester United player,
yes,
who
yeah,
obviously there's a lot of um, incidents he was involved in,
yeah,
which I think he was convicted for. I think, or
yeah.
no, he
I
might not
think
have been
that's,
convicted for. Yeah,
yeah,
anyway, I can't remember. So please,
I
listeners,
heard
just correct
three
me. But I
groups
mean,
were saying, yeah, yeah,
yeah, but I mean, the point was that they're
right,
questioning that, for someone who allegedly had done something, or whether it was alleged or whether it's convicted, I can't quite remember. But someone who had allegedly potentially done something, you'd openly welcome him into your club. So there was questioning his kind of values and stuff. So, and I'm sure he's going to face them questions on his first press
yeah,
conference.
yeah. Don't think they've done the press conference yet, right? They probably do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's
Yeah.
just done a little interview of his intro, but I mean,
Oh,
well, I
okay.
think isn't
Yeah.
there a week or so until the next game or something for
Yes,
Spurs?
I mean, yeah. Obviously, they are not in FA Cup, so they have 2 weeks
Yeah,
at the moment. Yeah,
yeah. So I think
but
the next game's away at Sunderland, which well, that's a tough game.
but then again, he will get 2 weeks. He can actually work with the players for two
Yeah,
weeks.
no, I
Yeah,
mean, I
that
mean that's
could.
why I suppose
Yeah,
if they're going to get rid of Tudor,
yeah,
maybe it was a good time to
yeah,
do it.
yeah. So they have 2 weeks. I mean, England's still losing against Japan 1-0. So
Yeah, they drew
yeah,
the last game as well.
drew the last game as well. But yeah, so I think it was a surprised move by De Zerbi as well because he wanted to start in
Mm.
the summer. Maybe there is something there saying, yeah, uh, obviously, I'm thinking, is this the right time for De Zerbi to come in to save seven
But
games for Spurs?
Tottenham sporting director Johan Lang said
Mm.
that he was always De
First,
Zerbi was their
yeah,
first choice for the
yeah,
summer,
yeah,
so they decided to bring him now. So
yeah.
either it's visionary thinking or reckless.
But yeah, time will tell, Amit. Time will tell.
Yeah,
We can say
I mean,
whatever we
I
want to
did, I
say.
did, I did
Yeah,
drop Alex a message.
yeah. Is he
Uh,
excited?
he says he just put he gave me a long message, which really
Uh,
confused me, a
uh,
long answer, and then in essence he just put his hands up, as in
we
like
don't know. Yeah,
basically what
don't
the
know.
hell,
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think
yeah.
I think they just want to stay up, really, don't they?
That's
That's the main objective. It doesn't matter
yeah,
how they do it dirty. You know,
exactly.
just stay up.
Exactly. Because
Yeah,
these kind of things, the last measures, you need everyone aligned. You know,
yeah.
you
I
need
mean,
to
the thing
just
is, I
throw
mean, I'm
everything.
just so amazed that clubs are giving managers nowadays such long contracts, because how
Mhm.
many managers actually end up seeing how
5
many
years,
managers actually end up seeing
but
3 years?
that's his another record. He never stays there that long in any club.
Yeah.
You see, if you see his record, Marseille he left early. Brighton, I think Brighton was the longest, probably if I remember, 2 3 years, right? And
Yeah.
last one he left early as well. Then he joined Marseille. Marseille he left early as well. So, so I've got no clue what's happening. But he's a,
Yeah. I mean,
he's a good manager. He's a very good manager.
just like with
He's a
Chelsea and
yeah,
Rosenier,
yeah.
I think they gave him 7 years, so he'd be lucky
That's
to finish
every
this
player
season,
get
I
8 year
think.
contracts. Wow.
Yeah.
As Chelsea, yeah. But I think it's a surprise move. But let's see what happens. He can surprise us all. But one thing is that if he gets everything right, he's gonna make Spurs are a very good side, like he did for
Yeah,
Brighton. Yeah, he's gonna
yeah.
make them very, very good side.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think for him the first objective just it doesn't matter how. As I said, they
yeah.
need to just stay in the
Stay.
Premier League this
That's
season,
it.
and
That's
then
it.
he'll have the pre-season. Although the pre-season will be a little bit shortened because obviously World Cup.
Yeah,
Um, he'll have a pre-season with his players. Hopefully, get the players who so many of them are injured for Tottenham at the moment. Get them back kind of fit and in the starting lineup or near the starting lineup or in the squad, first team squad, and then build from there.
yeah. True, true.
It's it's good though. He's given us some drama over the international break
International
because
break.
let's be honest, England haven't provided it because they've been pretty
Uh,
awful.
there's another drama, mate.
Go
Everyone
on,
is everyone is after Arsenal players now. There's some
boy.
radio guys saying Arsenal players should not play the first game after international break because
What?
they think they are not injured. They're lying.
Oh, shut up. That's
And
rubbish.
all
That's
the
ridiculous.
talk is about Arsenal players. There's no talk about Stones going back,
Oh, listen,
other players going
Fergie used
back,
to,
right?
Sir Alex used to do that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Rio said that. He said, yeah,
Yeah, but I
but
mean, it's
yeah,
I'm not with all due respect. England have qualified for the World Cup.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm using England as an example. Obviously,
yeah,
our teams have got many internationals for many teams, but I'm just using England as an example. Okay, they qualify for the World Cup. There's still 3 months left until I suppose 2 months left until the World Cup squad gets announced, and there's going to be probably 3 or 4 friendlies before then anyway.
yeah,
Why would you want to risk? When you're on the
exactly.
verge of a first title after how many years? 12?
20 years,
No,
22 years, yeah,
20 years, yeah.
yeah,
On doing well in the Champions League, why would you want to risk that? I mean, I
exactly.
don't buy it. It's just,
I
I
don't
mean, it's
get
just,
it.
as I
It's
said,
just that
it's
clickbait. I mean,
rubbish, absolute
clickbait.
rubbish.
Because they know Arsenal
Yeah,
fans will react, Arsenal fans will comment on Twitter,
yeah,
Arsenal fans will
yeah,
comment on somewhere. That's why they do it. They never talk about other
yeah.
clubs. They always talk about Arsenal. The only thing I see on certain media houses is just Arsenal, 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 Arsenal,
Yeah.
Arsenal, Arsenal. That's it.
Well, I
Nothing
mean,
else.
hopefully that's our USP.
Yeah.
That yes, we had like to have a bit of banter, and
But
as you know, I like to wind you up, but we like to be fair as well.
yeah,
At the end of the day, you can't it can't be one rule for one and another rule for other. And at the end
exactly.
of the day, you as you always say with context, what's there to achieve risking a player for the rest of the season, in a friendly, okay, when when especially for England, if I'm using them example again, when he's not going to cut down his squad from 30 to 23 or whatever it is until
Exactly.
June, until
And it's
2 weeks before the World Cup anyway
exactly. And I mean,
starts.
it's worse for England. If somebody gets injured like Rice or Saka, and then they can't make the
Yeah,
World Cup squad, it's actually worse for England.
yeah. Well, especially
Yeah,
Rice. I mean, maybe not
yeah,
Saka, but Rice especially. He's such a
exactly,
pivotal part of that midfield for
exactly,
England, isn't he?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
So
it's,
I
it's
mean,
a no-brainer,
Rohit,
right? So
don't worry
anyway,
about it. Don't let it
yeah, I'm
upset
not
you.
worried. I'm
Just
just
carry on
saying
enjoying
because
it.
they need to be called out. They need to be told, guys,
Yeah,
and
hundred
then
percent.
they themselves were taking days off when England called. They themselves were faking. They're saying injuries, right? Oh yeah, we used to do that. Then
So
shut
who's
up,
been the main
then.
culprit?
Everyone, man, on online.
Oh.
Everyone online. Yeah.
Oh, God, all right, don't worry. But let's not give them any more airtime
Yeah,
anyway.
that's it. They don't
You,
deserve it.
you,
Anyway,
Nicola, you protect your players and keep doing what you got to do, man. That's it.
that's it. Yeah.
That's it. But maybe just choose your right keeper, though, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. But trust me, culture wins, man. Culture wins one day.
That's been
Yeah.
one day. Go on then. Good. Right then, wait. So, I mean, what's wrong with us? We've done 2 special episodes on Spurs.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's happening. Maybe because there's
Yeah,
no
this is
other
not
football
good.
going on. It's just that's the talk of the town at the moment. Spurs.
Yeah, I suppose, we need someone to laugh at, don't we? So, but I don't know if it's going to be comedy or a horror show, but whatever. Funny things are happening at Tottenham, so it's great to do this quick episode, Rohit. So thanks for listening, guys. Big shout out for Davis Optometrist for sponsoring us. Please do like, subscribe, and follow. And if you are listening, we would appreciate your thoughts on what you think about the horror show or the mess or genius that is unraveling at Tottenham. Until the next time, take care.